following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
We had finished in the Tyrrhidino lab.
Oh, had we?
And then, this time at least, and then we went and did a food.
Ah, yes, you did a food. That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, you did a food.
Yeah. Well, Ripper was also there.
Yeah, but she did not eat anything.
Yeah, and then I think we're going to, like, check in on the storerooms at night.
Ah, right. Would you like to
if
start
I recall
there?
correctly. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Nice.
Yeah, I just need a second to, like, think, you know?
Yeah, take your time. I'll be over here. I'll just take care of some of this. Oh, that's auspicious. Good thing we haven't officially started yet, so I can roll that again when we officially start.
Only if it's better for me if it's a high number.
It is not.
Okay. I see. Alright, yeah, let's do it.
Sure about that?
Yeah. Oh god, computer, please.
You sure? So, are you sure about that?
Yeah, it's fine. No, I just, my computer wasn't plugged in because the charge cable on it is so bright, it's like having a second sun inside my room when I'm trying to sleep. So I unplug it at night, and I forgot to plug it in this morning.
Should try using my fucking charge cables. I do have to stop them at night because they do light up the room in rippling pattern.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they're cool, or at least they're lame enough to the point where I think they're cool. But they do be bright. Yes. See, it's already stuffed up again. Like, this is ridiculous. What even is this? Okay.
Get in the coof.
No, I mean, it's been going on for months and months. I think I'd be dead by now if Fauci's to be believed,
right.
Which he isn't. So, dusk settles upon the sleepy little district as you finish your evening dins and you settle the bill with the same number. Jesus fuck, I'm so unlucky. I am owed. You get up from the table and you leave the restaurant and you head off into the night, not looking back, not looking around, proceeding bravely and brazenly like an American into the night.
Do I ever not look around?
Yes, you have in fact made that mistake in the past. I mean, made that very clever, very handsome, very big PP decision in the past. Yes.
Big PP. 29 on a perception sheet.
It's the lantern lighters are walking around with these strange, thin Japanese-style torches that they have, like long tapers, with like the flame at the end, and they're just like lighting like the bracketed torches and lanterns. Around a few places there is electric light, and like the bulbs hanging. Someone somewhere is playing sort of soft Asian-y music, because why would it not be Asian
of course.
Music here in Asia?
Yeah.
The clatter of dishwashers from places can be heard out the back, and the late-night hawkers who haven't quite sold off enough stock to go home at the right time with everyone else are desperately trying to sell their discount wares to passers-by. The Evening is fairly still, although there is occasionally a soft breeze murmuring through the occasional desperate tree poking through gaps in buildings and such. You are...
Oh.
You did the same thing in Season 3 of D&D.
I'm gonna do the same thing every time, because, like, you're, like, doing this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm listening to it, and then you go, you are, and I'm like, I am, yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, tell me what I'm doing. So... Well... I was thinking we should check the Boston clinic.
The Boston clinic. Haven't we already solved that one?
Oh, I read the map wrong. The Houston clinic. The one that wasn't just crazy people.
Boston, Houston, they're so similar.
Yes.
Actually, like looking at the words, they are, but the places are not.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea, Thomas. She says from, like, just off to the side.
Yeah. How are you holding up?
I'm good. You can count on me. Don't worry. Sorry, you can't see anything. God, fuck, I hate this.
Yeah.
And she sort of just looks down at the sort of still muddy ground, because it was raining quite heavily recently, as you recall.
Yeah.
My shoulder hurts. Don't mind me. I'm an old man.
I know.
Everything hurts.
Oh, it's so sad.
I thought when you got old and became a completely useless Phoebe, you got something cool like Hermit Purple. But no, it's just aches.
Well, you only get wizard powers if you never have sex, right?
You're telling me that apparently highly, totally not gay man, who's not gay for Caesar in any way, he has the most not gays by apparently having a number of affairs everywhere.
Yeah.
Incidentally, if I just start getting quieter, let me know so I can move back closer to the microphone, because it's not attached to my head anymore.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you just need to let me know if I'm in an inconvenient place where I'm not coming through as strongly as before.
Yeah. No, I know I can count on you. I was just wondering how you were feeling.
Oh, I'm feeling better. Yes, I'm feeling better. Yes.
I got a 27 on an insight check.
You think that might not be true?
Might not.
It's very close.
River, you don't have to talk about anything you don't want to. But at the same time, don't feel pressure to keep everything to yourself.
What are you talking about? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to be a hindrance to you in any way. I've got this. I can handle it.
I've got a 30.
So do I.
Okay.
And defense wins.
Yeah.
Not that I'm being defensive, you understand.
Yeah. No, of course I don't expect you to be a hindrance. That isn't what I was implying.
Oh, good. I just... Yes. Isn't the moon wonderful tonight? You look up. There isn't a moon.
Is that normal? Would I expect that, based on lunar cycles?
Yes.
Okay. You don't like the moon?
I do. I love the moon. It's lovely. It reminds us that there's a Krell base on the other side of it.
Yeah, I went there.
Yeah. Yeah, you, Oof. Yeah, you did, didn't you? You kind of had to, didn't you?
Well.
How risky.
Yeah.
How dangerous. Like, I got a 10.
I got a 21.
But, like, you shouldn't pay attention to the 10. Because... Yeah. You think she's feeling increased levels of guilt and anxiety. And then, of course, you almost died when you crashed into the ocean because you got shot down by Earth Defense Forces, and...
Well, that was actually because Ultra Girl just threw us back into Atmo.
Yeah, but I'm sure she had a good reason. I mean, she's not the one who endangered you recklessly in the first place.
Well, no, that would be us, I suppose.
I rolled a 1. And guilt levels intensify.
Is there somewhere...
I'm not rolling deceptions here, I'm
raining.
just rolling to check for emotional state, and I'm getting fucked.
Okay, is there somewhere near here, like a bench or something, that we could just sit down, or... Like, that I can see?
Hang on, let me just check the map here, because I don't have a perfect crystal recollection. You're going for the Houston Clinic. Oh, that's on 2. Yeah. There's like a little... You see that triangular-ish area between 16 and 2? That's, there's like a row of businesses, obviously, along the roads, but then just behind them, there's a park. I probably should have put that on the map. Right. There's a park there. It's got, like, walkways and water and, like, the statue in the middle that you've never looked at. Don't look at it.
What is it?
I mean, you're not right there now, and the trees will hide it, so... But don't ever go there and don't look at it. That's just, you don't have to. There's nothing there.
Come on, we've got some time. Let's sit down for a bit.
Are you sure? I don't want us to be late. I don't want us to be late for the... If we might miss something if we're late.
We have all night. It's fine.
She'll sit very properly on the edge of a bench. Hands folded on lap. We need more places like this in Cold Rocks.
I could have
the villagers maintain the garden just on their own from cuttings and that. No one really sets it up. They just wanted a garden, so there's a garden. It grew out of that. I asked around.
Yeah, but in Cold Rock, someone would burn it down.
Oh my fucking god! I need another dot. I can't. It's in the other room. Guilt levels intensify. Yeah, I suppose they would. Because no one ever thinks about what they do before they do it. No one ever thinks about the long-term consequences and harm they'll bring to others. We're so consumed with the moment.
In a sense. River, I don't misunderstand. I know why you feel guilty, but...
Is it because I've repeatedly, recklessly endangered all of you from just one act?
I understand that that's how you see it, but...
For some reason...
To continue to feel guilt to this level diminishes the choices we all make.
Don't put that on me, too.
No, listen. None of us have any forced obligation. We aren't having a gun held to our heads and being forced to do something. We know the risks and we're willing to take them on if they come up.
You also have to admit that you wouldn't have had to if I hadn't been a stupid child. You wouldn't have needed to make that choice at all. What if things hadn't gone ridiculously well because I'd just started a new job and was really sleepy? She doesn't say the last bit. What if things hadn't gone ridiculously well? What if the crate people hadn't smuggled your armor in? What if Soviet had been killed in that strange marriage game thing? I would have had some of the responsibility on that. I should have gone.
I don't think you would have had any of the responsibility on that. If that was all that we could have done, then that was all that we were meant to amount to, I think. We were only people that could have made it that far. And I think we're better than that.
Bleak. I don't know, I just can't help but think of the number of situations and choices that, sure, people have made of their own free will that have only come about because of what I did and what I'm continuing to do. I mean, that man's dead because he thought I was a demon girl. I mean, I'm not. And I don't really bear any responsibility for his mistakes, but if that wasn't even an option, would he be still alive? I don't know. It's not easy to live with. I'm not sure I can... And then I just disappear to go into a black hole. I'm not sure I'm 100% okay with that. I mean, I probably should be. He was a violent psychopath, but... Look, give me a break. I'm a developing brain. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie and say that these things are easy to come to terms with, or that the guilt necessarily ever goes away.
I wasn't expecting it to.
Rather than feeling entirely guilt, I think it's reasonable to be thankful for the fact that you are surrounded by people who are willing to do those things for you. There's more to be grateful for than to be guilty for, I think. You just cut out, sorry.
I was just trying to fiddle with the knob on the mic, and I think I turned it down to 0 gain by accident. Should be. I think I'm... Sorry, can you set me up for that again?
There's more to be grateful for than to be guilty for, I think.
That only remains true so long as my net benefit to the world is greater than the sum of my evils. But isn't that what we're supposed to work towards, Thomas? She gives you this... Let me do a performance check. Oh, there, that's more like it. It's not super great, but it's not a 1. She goes, isn't that what we're all striving towards, Thomas? Isn't that what we're all moving towards, to do more good than our net harm? Suddenly your argument is weaponized and turned back upon you. What do you do?
I think that's true. But as time goes on, things keep happening.
That's the point of time.
I become increasingly less certain.
Is that a factor of that because things are different, you can no longer reliably predict the future? Or is it at internal conflict with your preconceived notions and objectives?
I rolled reasonably well on this introspection check.
He has a 13 in introspection, guys.
Well, it's a psychology check, right?
You shouldn't analyze yourself. It's the first thing they teach you.
Well, yeah.
Or others.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it just doesn't work. It's also not good to try. Nonetheless, everyone seems to try and make that mistake.
I think that in the intoxication of youthful successes, I thought myself to be infallible.
Nice quote.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And
Can't relate, though.
and as I experienced more success on many fronts, and yet failed utterly to save people I genuinely cared for, I came to this conclusion that only net benefits matter. Pure utilitarianism.
Pure utilitarianism. You wouldn't be sitting here on a bench trying to cheer me up if you believed that.
But as time has flowed ever forward in this life, it becomes more and more difficult. Turns out it's a lot easier when everyone you know and love has already been murdered.
Aww. She just stares at you wetly. Like, in the eyes. God, get your fucking mind out of the gutter.
That was you. That was you with your mind in the gutter.
I'm used to dealing with the table I have.
Right, that's fair. Ken, get your fucking mind out of the gutter.
Stephen?
Stephen.
Brenda's just sitting there going, at least they're not saying dog at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog.
I'm just happy because there's no dog jokes at the moment. And yet you keep showing up, so you love it.
Yeah.
Or you have nothing else to do on a Wednesday night. Hey, we might never have to do Fridays again soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of TY?
Yeah.
Has Stephen found something new?
He's changed job at TY to day work.
Oh, nice.
Got a side motion with a cut in pay. But a quality of life improvements. So.
Yes, that's fair.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Ray, you might want to have a word to Brendan about his 60 to 70 hour work days.
I can't even get a hold of him right now. I think he's just busy with everything. I would say just like this is the first like actual legitimate job Brendan's ever had, and I would let him like work out. He needs to figure out because he never had that chance. Like sort of the same as I. He had the opportunity later than I did, but still late. Where like he hasn't figured out the balance between like how much he actually can.
Well, I think part of it is
how he needs to fight his time.
I think part of it is like being young and indestructible. Is like when you start out, you actually do have the energy and capability to do that, but the sustainability of it isn't there. I'm sure if you were to look back at your game nights and you can look at your decision making, you could just be like, oh, fuck. It's like it's right there in 4K. The negative effects of such a huge workload.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that
he's all right now.
The second season.
Oh, that's blood.
The second season I played, Thomas, I think always would have been worse because I just don't. There's no way having responsibilities I can maintain that same intensity. Like the first season, I was listening to every recording like twice. I was trying to pick up on everything. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, Jesus Christ.
Because I wasn't doing anything, right? I didn't have a job, so like, whereas like, it's harder to maintain that level of intensity. When you have other things to do.
Yeah, that's why I
think it's really important.
Jobs that don't have full-time work.
I think it's really important for like the I think men more specifically, but women too, and they're like early 20s to find out how much they can work. Just like to see like, can I work 70-hour weeks and sustain myself? And like often the answer will be no, but like I think it's important to find out like just how much you can actually bear.
Anyway, we're in the middle of a thing.
Yes, we are.
Next, me.
Yeah.
That's so sad. I wish I could comfort you, but I realistically can't.
I feel like I've reached something of a turning point. I don't think I can continue to live by the same fundaments as I did before. But I just change yourself so easily.
No. You can't. A couple stumble into the park, obviously looking for a place to make out in quiet, and then they see you two there, giggle, stagger away, and towards the other end of the park. Awkward.
Yeah. When I found out you had been taken,
Again.
I have to be honest, I wasn't doing careful consideration and calculation.
Kind of figured that when you
I
just
just-
shot that guy.
That's a form of calculation in itself, but I wasn't stopping, and I wasn't thinking about the consequences. I was just seeing red. I couldn't think clearly.
If it's any consolation, I'm grateful you saved me. It would have been pretty messy otherwise. I wouldn't have liked it.
So, there was no corner of my mind where I was thinking, oh, I have to go save River again. You know? I just knew that I had to make every attempt to save you. To the point where...
I am very grateful. Very, very. We should probably we should probably go because the night is young and full of terror.
I rolled a natural 20 on my insight. How's she doing?
Better. She's clearly having a time of it, and her self-control is probably maxed out at the moment.
Yep.
Like at that sort of limit. The clinic isn't going to not rob itself.